Hey folks, this is Kalani. So many things have changed throughout the course of the patch 9.2 PTR cycle, in some cases quite significantly. It definitely feels like the dev team is taking feedback and community input into account when making a lot of these changes, and most of the time we're moving towards a more player-friendly patch. Well, the way in which we unlock flying has once again been changed, but this time the previous flying grind has been removed almost entirely. So let's take a look at what's changed and how long it will take to unlock flying with these new requirements in patch 9.2. Before we jump in, be sure to hit up that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. To understand how big of a deal these changes are, let's quickly go over how you used to unlock flying in the new patch. Originally, flying was tied to the Cipher of the First One system. In the first iteration of the flying unlock, all you had to do was research the top 4 talents or traits in this new system. This would have taken about 2 weeks total, mainly because all of this research is time locked and some of them take a very long time to research. On top of that waiting time, you would have also had to have spent time farming the new currency that unlocks all of this stuff, the Cipher of the First Ones. So a currency grind on top of a time-gated research requirement. It wasn't too bad though. The research would have unlocked the main big points in the Cipher system, and the currency requirements actually weren't too bad. I also think this would have been a half-decent way of encouraging players to at least interact with the Cipher of the First One system in a bare minimum way, which might have sparked enough interest for players to continue through some of the other research trees. Now, all of that changed in a patch just before the new year. The requirements for flying were increased substantially. Instead of just needing the top 4 traits, you had to unlock the entire system. We still don't really know if that meant every single point in every single trait or just meant at least 1 point in every single trait. Either way, it was shaping up to be a huge currency grind and a lot of waiting on those pesky research time gates to complete. This would have been a huge mistake in my opinion, and thankfully the dev team seems to agree, because in the latest PTR build, flying has been decoupled from the Cipher of the First One system entirely. Now, it has absolutely nothing to do with how you unlock flying, which is great news for anyone who isn't overly interested in the Cipher system but still wants to be able to zip and zoom around the new zone. The new requirements for unlocking flying in Zereth Mortis are more or less all exploration based. The new meta achievement is called Unlocking the Secrets, and you'll need to obtain 6 different achievements to complete it. You need to explore Zereth Mortis, fairly straightforward, just explore the whole zone, fill in the map and job's done. Zone explored, achievement unlocked. You'll also need to complete Curious Collections. This is another easy exploration based achievement. You just need to find and collect 5 hidden treasures of Zereth Mortis. I'll be honest, they're not exactly hidden when you can see them very easily on your minimap, so while you're wandering through the zone, just pick up any and all treasures you come across. You'll want the loot from them anyway, and you'll get this achievement before you know it. The next achievement is Path to Enlightenment. To complete this one, you have to work your way through 3 different side story quest lines in Zereth Mortis. All 3 of these quest lines should be available right from the start of the patch, and they all appear on your minimap, so starting the change is incredibly easy and straightforward. Complete all 3 and you'll learn a bit more about the zone and earn yourself this achievement. Tales of the Exile is the next achievement, and this is pretty much the exact same thing. There are 8 books scattered around the zone called Firim in Exile. Firim is one of the key NPCs we'll be working with in this patch, so collecting and reading these books will give you more information about the zone and who this chap is and why he's been named in exile. Each book has a specific location, so they're very easy to track down, and if a book is currently active or available to pick up, you also get a huge marker on your minimap, so they're really hard to miss. Collect all the books and the achievement is yours. Next up is the achievement Adventures in Zereth Mortis. This is pretty much the same thing as the treasures one, except swap out treasures with rare monsters. You need to complete 10 special encounters, which is basically just kill 10 different rare monsters in Zereth Mortis. Some of the simpler rare monsters might not count. This doesn't seem to be a very long list after all, but if you're killing rares as you see them, once again you're going to want the loot and rewards from them anyway. You will also get this achievement without really trying. And then the last achievement here is A Means to an End. This might be one of the easiest achievements to get, but it's also the only achievement in the list with a time gate. A Means to an End is the 5th chapter of the new Zereth Mortis story campaign. If you've been paying attention to the unlock schedules of this patch, you should know that chapter 5 will unlock in the 3rd week of the patch being live. So week 1 we get chapters 1 through 3, week 2 we're going to get chapter 4, and then week 3 we'll get chapter 5. That means you'll have to wait until the 3rd week of the patch to unlock flying, but seeing as you can do that the first day of week 3, it's more like waiting 2 weeks to be able to fly. This setup is so much better in my opinion. Exploration-based requirements make more sense when it comes to unlocking flying. I still think it's annoying to time gate it behind something you literally just have to wait for in that last campaign chapter, the chapter 5, but it's significantly better than tying it to the cipher system. The cipher system was a currency grind as well as a heavy time gate. These new requirements are all about playing the content, exploring the zone, and taking part in a few types of light content: treasure hunting, rare killing, lore collecting, and working through the story. It's also nice that the vast majority of these new requirements can be done at your own pace in your own time. You don't have to worry about min-maxing research times and getting back to it right as it finishes to set off a new one so you don't lose any time in between. Or currency gains. I have to do this, this, and this every single day, otherwise I'm going to be a couple days behind unlocking flying because it's a massive currency grind. You just collect a few books when you have the time, kill a few rares here and there, collect the treasures you walk past while questing, fill in the map to see where everything is. It just feels more like natural gameplay elements rather than forcing you into yet another system grind. It's also actually much friendlier in terms of total time investment, especially when you consider players who come to the patch a bit later. If you start patch 9.2 after that 3-week mark, you can actually unlock flying in a single day. If you had to go through the entire cipher grind as it was previously required, no matter when you arrived to this patch, it would have taken you weeks to get through the cipher stuff to be able to fly. Can you imagine someone coming to the game a few months late, seeing everyone zipping around on their cool new flying mounts and going to look it up and, oh wow, big time gate, lots of currency required, not too sure how to get that, probably going to take a good chunk of time, maybe I won't bother with that. There are already far too many barriers for entry at endgame for newer players. Adding one more for a fun feature doesn't make a lot of gameplay sense and will probably turn more players off rather than bring more players in. But with the new lineup of achievements, you can smash it out in a day or two, or just spread it out as far as you want. The choice is yours. It also gives you a small amount of exposure to what this zone has to offer, like leaving little breadcrumbs so that while you work towards the flying unlock, you also get to see what types of content Zerus Mortis has and what other rewards might be on offer. That's really important for newer players. It makes more sense, it doesn't have a huge grind tied to it, it's friendly for returning players, and it gives you more options for how you want to play this patch. It's a great change, in my opinion. But that's pretty much it. The changes to how we'll unlock flying in patch 9.2 and why it's so much better than what we had before. How do you feel about the new flying requirements? What do you think is the best way to handle this kind of thing? Unlocking flying. Should flying be locked behind any requirements at all? Are these ones too easy? How do you think flying should work both in a new expansion and then also in a later patch? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to everyone who subscribed on Twitch. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.